Welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Wiegmann. We are down in the south. That's right. We are at Pickwick Landing State Park. I'm telling you, it's an amazing place to go fishing. And if you go fishing, word on the street is you better have a Duckett rod. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
Tyler's here with Duckett Rods. So tell us what the deal is. How did you even get here?
So Duckett fishing rods originally started with Boyd Duckett, a professional angler who's fished the Bassmaster Elite Series as well as made it to multiple classics. Won the Bassmaster Classic in 2007. Well, he was with Carrot Sticks, and that company, I don't know if you know anything about them.
I do.
But they had a good run. Yes. Boyd used them to win his classic, and they flew off the racks after that. So with that being said, Carrot Sticks shortly diminished as a company for one reason or another. And Boyd got together with the product designer and decided to come out with his own signature line of rods, which is kind of how Duckett fishing was created. I want to say that was around the 2011 to 2012 era, and it's kind of been history ever since.
Yeah. So tell us, what color are your rods?
White.
So Tom, if you're out fishing and you're throwing a white rod,
it is most
likely.
What's
the probability? Would it be in the upper?
I would
90s?
say 5 years ago it would be about a 95%. Now, maybe like a 70, 75.
Wow.
So it's crazy.
So you have a lot of rods, and we're going to stop because we're here at the Bass Tactics at the National Championship, presented by Bass Tactics Outdoors. You are here, and you're one of the sponsors.
Yes, sir.
And so it's a youth organization. Tell us a little bit about that. I know, and there's actually a booth over there selling your rods, but tell us a little bit about your association with all youth, and in particular, we'd like to hear about Bass Tactics.
Yeah, so any kind of sponsorship or program that we want to get affiliated with, we want to make sure that their message and their goal aligns with our brand. And Bass Tactics is by far one of my favorite brands to work with, or companies to work with, because just being a faith-based and youth-based organization, it couldn't be easier to partner with people like this, especially Richard Parker. He does a great job. He represents our brand very well, and so we try to give back to him as much as he can for us.
And he'd be on the show, but he's running around because this is right before the weigh-in here at Pickwick Landing, and so he kind of went out. He said, "Hey, you guys just do the show, do whatever you want." And I was like, "Really? We can do whatever we want? we should actually do whatever we want."
Who's got a fishing rod?
The thing that Bass Tactics does, and I actually posted today, was we stand for the national anthem, and we're not afraid to play. And so that really shows up, and it's also something they try and influence with the youth anglers, and giving them a direction that they can go. That they're probably not missing, but if they are missing, we're going to help them get on the right track, the right road.
Yeah.
So we need to know more about Duckett rods. Can you tell us how many Duckett rods are made, how many models?
So I don't know the exact number, but we've got anything from an $89 rod all the way up to a $419 rod. So we hit kind of every price point in between. So whether you're a bank fisherman who's just going out on the weekends and hopping ponds, or you're a guy that's trying to fish professionally, we have rods that are made for you and with that in mind. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So you know how many models? Yeah. Well, I told you.
If I had to guess, over 100.
Okay. So I think most of our listeners are actually bass fishermen.
Yeah.
So talk about some of the lines that you have specifically for bass fishing.
So we have kind of two signature things that we do in bass fishing rods. One of those is micro guides. So micro guides, if you're unfamiliar, are just smaller guides that help with a few things. One of those is casting distance. So you got to imagine when you're casting a rod, that line's going to be slapping against guides, as your lure's going out. And the tighter that guide is, the less slap there is between that line, which results in less friction, which means farther casting distance. And then the second thing is more sensitivity. So with those tighter guides and more quantities of them per rod, you have more points of contact on a rod per your line. So those are the kind of the two things that we've done to make a dent in this market, and it's resulted in a lot of success. Most of our professionals use a rod with micro guides, so it's kind of a testament as to how different it really makes a fish.
Yeah.
So yeah, the micro guides, in addition to just our brand philosophy is professionally driven. So everything that we do and everything that we make is in mind of a competitive angler.
Right.
So we're trying to create something that can give you an edge, or at least give you something that makes you more confident to go out there and catch a 25-pound bag.
And so associated with pros, and I know a couple offhand.
Yep.
But you can tell me some have some signature series rods.
We do. So we have two lines. The first is the Pro Series. This is a line of many different lengths, actions, and models that each individual rod has a signature from one of our pros. Those pros being Britt Myers, Boyd Duckett, Kelly Jordan, Dean Rojas, and Britt Myers. I said him already. Timmy Horton was with us. He's no longer with us. He started another brand. And then we have Jacob Wheeler's signature series.
Oh, wow.
And if you have not heard of Jacob Wheeler, he is an absolute stud.
That's right.
One of the best in the world right now. He's got a line of his fancy, bright blue rods to match his colors, and they do really well as well.
Wow. So that's good. So
kind of a lot there for you, but
I think you made the micro guides for older people like me, because then we try and put it like through the hole in the thing.
Yeah.
We can't do it, and then so we have to go buy a Duckett rod that has bigger eyes.
That's right.
And you have them.
We do. We have.
Do you call them the old folks series? Because you actually should, because you're like, why did you buy that? Because I can't see, like, go through the micro guides. You should actually, Duckett should actually sell like a little
an old guide,
just a threader for the line.
Oh yeah.
Through and you thread it through. There's some companies that make that.
It's actually not a bad idea, and it's something that has come across my desk. So hey, maybe someday.
Before what? Before me?
Before you, yeah.
Dang, I was kind of looking for royalties.
3%. Yeah.
I wasn't. Shoot, I just took a lot. You don't even have to pay me. You just.
But no, on the larger guides, really quick.
Right.
A lot of guys like to. Everybody has a leader at some point, and sometimes with those tighter, smaller guides, it gets caught in there sometimes. So we do make, semi-conventional guides on different rod series for those uses. So we're not all stuck in the micro series.
That's right. So everyone thinks it's the greatest thing in the whole world to work in the fishing industry. Man, you got a job in fishing. That's what I want. I'm just going to go out fishing every day. But the question is, do you get to fish some? You
do. You definitely don't get to do it as much as you want, and a lot more of it becomes work. For example, you go out to, on a Tuesday, you finally get a Tuesday to go out in the water. You're not going out there to catch fish. You're going out there to shoot new content, get some underwater stuff. It is still fun and it's very fulfilling. But yeah, people I think misunderstand a little bit how often you get to fish in this when you work in this industry.
So you probably fished as a kid growing up.
Absolutely.
Were you a collegiate angler?
I was not. No, I was. That was
a shot.
Right before my time, or right after my time, I should say.
Yeah, it must have been super close though.
Very close. I mean, it seems like this stuff exploded in the last 6-7 years. And I graduated 8 years ago. So.
And you graduated from where?
Carthage, Missouri, a little small town. Yep, all the way from the Midwest.
And what can I say? We're based out of Northwest Arkansas.
Oh,
so basically right up the road.
So are you an Arkansas fan?
Yeah. We call the hogs here, baby.
No way.
So, and we don't eat pork. Some of our competitors do.
Oh yeah, I know.
But what can you say? You usually can't hear them over cowbells. Make sure you direct all hate mail to Tyler at Duckett Rods. But anyway, that's a great thing. And so tell us a little bit about, you probably have a collegiate or high school type program.
We do.
You probably get bombarded every day on sponsorships. Give us a little insight on that.
Yeah, so I won't go too deep into the details. But we do. We have a high school program and we have a collegiate program. The high school program, for the most part, works through your team in a local tackle shop or retailer that sells our products.
All right.
And so we kind of work out a deal there to where your local shop gets business, so we can support your community and still get your team hooked up with a discounted rod from a good brand.
Right.
For the collegiate side of things, it's a little different. So some teams have a sponsored rod, and that may look like, you know, free rods for the entire roster throughout the year, but it also may look like just a discount on products.
Right.
And so for college, a lot of times we will work with individual anglers more so than the teams, so that they can go and you know, build their own brand and start practicing, you know, creating social media content for brands, representing brands anywhere they can online, because those things are required once you get up into the professional level. Right. And sometimes they're more important than, you know, placing fifth in a big tournament.
That's right.
So we try to instill that in the college guys more than the high school, and so those programs differentiate a little bit. But yeah, we try to get involved with the youth anglers that, you know, are trying to grow up and make it professionally or do whatever they want to do, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, of course, the number one question you get asked is probably, do you get to fish with Boyd?
You do.
And is he really any good? Because I've actually fished with him. Just so you know, I have.
Oh yes, Boyd is. You know, really quickly, I will say about Boyd Duckett. Boyd is probably, you know, I haven't lived a super long life at this point, but Boyd is probably the number one guy I respect most as a leader.
Oh wow!
And just someone to look up to as a role model. I mean, Boyd is a great dude. Well, we'll move past that. Then we'll get to the fishing stuff. I just had to compliment Boyd, man. People read about him and hear about him all the time, and no one really gets to get to know him. And he's a great dude and a true leader. Beyond that, yes, you do get to fish with Boyd, and as my position in marketing, I have to get content with him and film stuff for our new cars releases and his sponsors. And yeah, he's a great fisherman. you'll go out there and you know, start talking smack with him, and he'll catch 30 pounds.
I'm not afraid to go talk smack with him at any point, any time, and I'd be happy to have him on the show. But afterwards, we could get on the water.
Yeah, he'll talk smack right back to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm ready for it. That's what I do. I talk, so I should be good at it. Good. That takes us to Tackle Time. Tackle Time is sponsored by PICO Lures. PICO Lures has a complete line of hard and soft baits. You can check them out at PICOLures.com. Tyler, if they want to find out more about Duckett Rods, where would they go?
Go to our social media pages or go to our website at www.duckettfishing.com.